So hey, what's up guys, this is Bifrost here, and finally the AetherSX2 emulator has been released for open beta testing. As you guys can see right here, AetherSX2 become a tester. So basically I'll show you guys how to set up the AetherSX2 emulator with best settings. And also I'll link down this emulator in description box below. But before starting, if you guys are new here, then please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification, because I'll keep you guys up to date with all the AetherSX2 updates. And also I'll make a video on the best configuration for AetherSX2 emulator. As you guys can see, it was just released 15 minutes ago. This is the Alpha 654 build of AetherSX2 emulator. So just go ahead and install it. The size will be about 6.16 MB and it will even work on Android 11. Once it has been installed, just go ahead and click on play. As you guys can see, welcome to AetherSX2. Just a few steps are necessary before you can play games. So just go ahead and click on next. This is the setup which I was talking about. So basically AetherSX2 will ask you to set up the emulator. Now as you guys can see, this is the settings. Please select a performance preset to use. Now if you guys have a mid-range device, then you can use optimal defaults, or if you guys have a low-end device, you can use fast defaults. You will get more FPS. Anyways, I'll keep it at optimal default and use the game aspect ratio as stretched. Once that has been done, click on next. And as you guys can see, it will ask you to import an BIOS file. Now you will need PS2 BIOS installed on your Android device. If you guys want to play this emulator, it does not come with BIOS, so be sure to download the BIOS first or load it to your Android device first. Once that has been done, you just have to go ahead and select the BIOS, the SCPH1000 bin. So just go ahead and select it, and as you guys can see, BIOS will be imported successfully. And once that has been done, just go ahead and click on the BIOS. Afterwards, click on next, and it will ask you to select the game directory where you have stored your PS2 games. So I only have one game right at this moment on my Android device, so I'll just go ahead and select the directory and we'll click on next. Now we have successfully set up the AetherSX2 emulator and it is ready to emulate PS2 games on Android. Now let me show you guys other things as well. So for example, the grid option which you guys see at the top right corner, if you click on it, you will get the classic AetherSX2 emulator look. As you guys can see right here, this AetherSX2 look we were seeing in all the videos made by the developer. Now if you just go ahead and click on the three lines, you will be able to see there are a lot of options such as DLCs, all games, playlist, executables, start file, start BIOS, app settings, as well as controller settings. You can also enable controllers. And this is completely free guys, no ads, nothing like that. The best PS2 emulation project for Android devices. Now what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and click on app settings and we'll check out some of the settings, and I'll show you guys the best settings of AetherSX2 emulator. Now disable the enable frame limit option. Afterwards, enable game fixes. Fast boot you have to enable if you don't want to see the PS2 BIOS booting up intro or whatever. So I'll just go ahead and disable it because I'll show you guys the fast boot intro as well while opening the game. So let me just go ahead and disable it. And here as you guys can see, enable patch codes, no need for that. You'll just go to system. So here as you guys can see, there is also underclocking option available in system, but I won't be showing you guys how to underclock AetherSX2 emulator in this video. In my next video on my main channel related to the AetherSX2 emulator best configuration and how to underclock, I'll show you guys the tips and tricks for that. Let's go to the graphic renderer. Now here there are two GPU renderer, OpenGL and Vulkan. Now if you guys have a latest device, then you can use Vulkan GPU renderer. It will be faster than OpenGL, but it can surely have crashing issues and also few of the texture glitches, etc. If Vulkan GPU renderer doesn't work, then just go ahead and enable OpenGL again. Now upscale multiplier, you can set it up to 8x. I'll just go ahead and select 6x upscale multiplier because I have a good flagship device and AetherSX2 is very well optimized. It can easily run any game at 60 FPS on my device even with upscaling to 6x. Now if you just go ahead and scroll down more, there isn't any major options. So if you guys have a low-end device, disable bilinear upscaling and also FXAA shader. So I'll just go ahead and enable bilinear upscaling because it's not of it will just smooth out the textures. You can also enable FXAA shader. If you guys have a good device, it will also smooth out more of the textures, but I'll just go ahead and if you guys have low-end device, disable both of these options as you guys can see like this. Now once that has been done, you can also enable the show VPS option, show speed and also show resolution. It will basically add the statistics of the game at the top right corner while we are playing the game. Like enabling all these options will show you how much VPS you are getting and also speed and also resolution, etc. If you just go ahead and scroll down, you will be able to see VSync queue size. So you just have to keep it at default. I also don't know what it does, but anyways, blending accuracy you have to keep it at minimum if you guys have a low-end device. I'll keep it at full because I have a good device. Now as you guys can see right here, there is also preload texture option and also disable hardware readbacks. Enable both of these options, but once you enable you might get some glitches, etc, texture glitches that is, so be sure to note that as well. If you start receiving some graphical errors, just go ahead and disable hardware readback. Now once that has been done, we'll just go ahead and go to the audio section, but there is also software rendering threads. We are using the Vulkan GPU renderer, not the software renderer, but still we'll keep it at 3 renderer or whatever, 3 renders, okay. So afterwards we'll go to the audio section. Here there isn't any major setting to be applied in the audio mode. There are just few presets, etc, and also synchronization mode, and these are not necessary. You can keep it as default. Now there is another game list option, and afterwards there is advanced settings option. As you guys can see, these are the advanced settings. So we'll take a look on all of these settings on my main channel when I upload video on AetherSX2 emulator configuration for 60 FPS. Anyways, once that has been done, we are all set to playing PS2 games on AetherSX2 emulator. Let's just go ahead and click on Splinter Cell demo and click on start game. As you guys can see right here, our game will be successfully started. Sony Computer Entertainment. Here we go guys, AetherSX2 emulator running and PS2 game at full speed. Our game has successfully started guys, and the resolution is really cool because we are running it at 6x resolution. By the way, you can also go ahead and click on this middle button to change your control layout or whatever. As you guys can see right here, I just reloaded the game. Anyways, I'll just go ahead and click on X and we are getting about 200 FPS. Okay, AetherSX2 crashed guys. And I know why it crashed. I think it's probably because of the Vulkan GPU renderer. This game doesn't support that. So we'll just go ahead and hold this and we'll go to the game setting option, game properties. You can also change specific game settings, which is also a great option. We'll enable OpenGL GPU renderer. I don't think we need to change any other setting, but anyways we'll also set the scale multiplier to 2x because it might also be an issue because 6x must be too overkill. So we'll just go ahead and select the upscale multiplier and we'll set it to 2x native. Anyways, once that has been done, we'll just go ahead and go back and afterwards open the game. Now let's see if it works or not. I'm pretty sure it will 100% work. There are issues with renderer, so be sure to use the render appropriate to your game. Vulkan renderer will surely give you more FPS, but OpenGL renderer is also good. You can use both of them according to the game which you are playing. But anyways, as you guys can see, our game has successfully started. We'll just go ahead and select the play demo option, and this is the first game running on AetherSX2 emulator on my device. So anyways, we'll just go ahead and click on X button, and oh my god guys, our game has successfully started. At the top right corner you will be able to see that we are getting about 80 to 100 FPS in Splinter Cell, which is really great number, and which means that you will be also able to get good FPS even if you guys have a low end device or old Snapdragon devices. Easy 15 to 20 FPS on all the low end devices. But if you guys have MediaTek or 32-bit processor, then no, AetherSX2 will not work. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.